Magnitude. A property by which something can be compared as larger or smaller than other objects of the same kind. Mass. The amount of matter in an object, usually measured by comparing an object of a known mass. Maximum. The largest amount, the largest number in a data set. Mean. The sum of a set of numbers divided by the number of elements in the set. Median. The middle numbers of a set of numbers when the numbers are arranged from least to greatest. Meter. A standard unit of length in the metric system. Metric system. A system of measurement based on tens. The basic unit of capacity is the liter. The basic unit of length is a meter. The basic unit of mass is a gram. Minimum. The smallest amount, the smallest number in a data set. Mixed number. A number with an integer part and a fraction part. Mode. The number or numbers that occur most often in a data set. Multiple. The product of a whole number and any other whole number. Multiplicative identity property of 1. Multiplying a factor by 1 gives a product identical to the given factor. Multiplicative inverse. One of two numbers whose product is 1, also known as a reciprocal. Negative numbers. Numbers that are less than 0. Number line. A diagram that represents numbers as points on a line. Numerator. The number or expression written above the line in a fraction. Numerical expression. A mathematical statement including numbers and operations. Obtuse triangle. A triangle that contains one angle with a measure greater than 90 degrees and two acute angles. Opposites. Having a different sign but the same numeral. Order of operations. An order agreed on by mathematicians for performing operations to simplify expressions. Parentheses, exponents, multiply and divide, add and subtract. Ordered pair. A pair of numbers that gives the coordinates of a point on a grid in this order, x, y. Origin. The intersection of the x and y axes in a coordinate plane, described by the ordered pair 0, 0. Ounce. A customary unit of weight equals to 1/16 of a pound. There are 16 ounces in 1 pound. Parallelogram. A quadrilateral with two pairs of parallel and congruent sides. Pattern. A repeating or growing sequence, an ordered set of numbers arranged according to a rule. Percent. A special ratio that compares a number to 100 using the symbol percent. Pint. A customary unit of capacity. 1 pint is 2 cups. Plot. To place points on a graph or a coordinate plane. Polygon. A closed figure formed from line segments that meet only at their endpoints. Polyhedron. A three-dimensional figure in which all of the faces are polygons. Polyhedrons have no curved surfaces. Positive numbers. Numbers that are greater than 0. Pound. A customary unit for weight. 1 pound is 16 ounces. Prime factorization. The expression of a number as the product of its prime factors. prime number, a whole number greater than 0 that has exactly two different factors, 1 and itself. Prism, a three-dimensional figure that has two congruent and parallel faces that are polygons, and the remaining faces are parallelograms. Product, the result of multiplication. Proportion, an equation showing that two ratios are equivalent. Pyramid, a polyhedron whose base is a polygon and whose other faces are triangles that share a common vertex. Quadrants, the four sections of a coordinate grid that are separated by the axis. Quadrilateral, a polygon with four sides. Quantity, an amount. Quart, a customary unit of capacity. 1 quart equals 2 pints, or 1 quart equals 4 cups. Quotient, the result of division of one quantity by another. Range, the difference between the greatest number and the least number in a set of numbers. Rate, a ratio comparing two different units. Ratio, a comparison of two numbers using division. Rational number, a number that can be expressed as a ratio of two integers. Reciprocal, one of two numbers whose product is 1, also known as multiplicative inverse. Rectangle, a quadrilateral with two pairs of congruent parallel sides and 4 right angles. Regular polygon, a polygon with all sides the same length and angles, all the same measure. Repeating decimal, a decimal which has repeating digits or a repeating pattern of digits. Right rectangular prism, a prism with 6 rectangular faces where the lateral edge is perpendicular to the plane of the base. Right triangle, a triangle that has one 90-degree angle. Scalene triangle, a triangle that has no congruent sides. Signed number, a positive or a negative number. Simplest form, a fraction that is in simplest form when the greatest common factor of the numerator and the denominator is 1. Solid figure, three-dimensional figure that has length, width, and height. Solution of an equation, the value of a variable that makes the equation true. Solution of an inequality, the value of a variable that makes the inequality true. Square, a parallelogram with 4 equal angles and 4 equal sides. Statistics, the science of collecting, organizing, representing, and interpreting data. Substitution, the replacement of letters in an algebraic equation with known values. Sum, the result of addition. Surface area, the total area of the faces, including the bases, and curved surfaces of a solid figure. Table, an organized way to list data. Tables usually have rows and columns of data. Term, a number, variable, product, or quotient in an expression. A term is not the sum or difference. Terminating decimal, a decimal which has a finite number of digits. Three-dimensional figure, a solid figure that has length, width, and height. Ton, A customary unit of weight, 1 ton is equal to 2,000 pounds. A metric ton is a unit of mass equal to 1,000 kilograms, which is about 2,200 pounds. Trapezoid, a quadrilateral with one pair of parallel sides and one pair of sides that are not parallel. Two-dimensional figure, a plain, flat figure that has length and width. Unit cube, a precisely fixed quantity used to measure volume. Unit fraction, a fraction that has 1 as its numerator. A unit fraction names one equal part of a whole. Unit rate, a rate with a denominator of 1. Unit square, a square with a side length of 1 unit each. It has an area of 1 square unit. Value, the amount something is worth. Variable, a quantity that changes or can have different values. A symbol, usually a letter, that can stand for a variable quantity. Vertex, the point at which two line segments lines or rays meet to form an angle. The plural is vertices. Volume, the number of cubic units it takes to fill a figure. Weight, the measure of how heavy something is. Whole numbers. Whole numbers are 0 and the counting numbers 1, 2, 3, and so on. X-axis. In a Cartesian grid, it's the horizontal axis. X-coordinate. In an ordered pair, the value that's always written first. Y-axis. In a Cartesian grid, the vertical axis. Y-coordinate. In an ordered pair, the value that's always written second.